Once upon a time, deep inside your skull, there lived an ancient little creature. Not a philosopher, not a scientist, not a wise monk drinking green tea under a waterfall. No, more like a nervous monkey with a survival problem and terrible long-term planning. This monkey was born hundreds of thousands of years ago, when life was simple, brutal, and mostly interested in killing you before dinner. Back then, food was not everywhere. There were no supermarkets, no chocolate bars, no soda machines, no delivery apps, and no polite little cookie waiting next to your coffee like a tiny edible trap. If the monkey found food, the monkey ate. If the monkey found sweet food, the monkey got excited. Because in nature, sweetness usually meant energy, fruit, honey, calories, survival. And if you were a prehistoric human walking through the wild and suddenly found honey, your brain did not say, "Careful, this may affect your metabolic health over time." Your brain said, "Eat it now, genius, before a bear arrives and turns you into an educational documentary." Sweetness was valuable because it was rare. Sugar meant quick energy, and for a hungry body, quick energy was not a guilty pleasure. It was the difference between surviving winter and becoming a sad pile of bones with excellent discipline. So the brain learned a simple rule: sweet equals good, sweet equals safe, sweet equals eat more. That rule worked well in a world where sugar came wrapped in fiber, water, fruit skins, climbing trees, angry bees, and the possibility of falling into a bush and regretting your entire life. But then humans did what humans always do. We took a useful survival signal and industrialized it until it became a problem with packaging. Today, sugar is not rare. It is everywhere. It is in candy, cookies, cakes, sauces, breakfast cereals, flavored yogurts, drinks, healthy bars, and products that look innocent until you read the label and realize breakfast has been mugging your pancreas. Your ancient monkey brain has not received the update. It still thinks you are starving in the wilderness. It still thinks the cookie is a miracle. Meanwhile, your modern body is sitting in a chair, barely moving, surrounded by cheap calories, trying to explain to a prehistoric monkey that no, we do not need emergency fuel because we answered 3 emails and walked to the fridge. But the monkey does not care. The monkey sees sugar and screams, "Treasure!" This is why craving sweets is not just about weak willpower. Willpower is involved, yes, but it is not the whole story. Your brain is built to notice high-energy foods, remember them, desire them, and push you toward them again. When you eat sugar, your reward system lights up. Dopamine is involved, and dopamine is not simply pleasure. It is motivation. It tells the brain, "Pay attention, remember this, do it again." That is useful when food is rare. It is less useful when the food is a family-sized bag of candy, and the family is just you, sitting in the dark, negotiating with a chocolate bar like it has legal rights. Sugar gives a quick reward. Your brain loves quick rewards because your brain is a lazy accountant. It likes immediate profit and ignores future debt. The problem is that the future still arrives, rude but consistent. When you consume a lot of added sugar often, especially in drinks and ultra-processed foods, you can push your body into a cycle of cravings, energy crashes, overeating, and metabolic stress. Over time, high sugar intake is associated with higher risk of weight gain, insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, fatty liver, dental decay, and cardiovascular problems. Sugar is not poison in the magical cartoon sense. One piece of cake will not instantly summon death with a tiny fork, but large amounts, repeated often, can quietly damage the system. That is the annoying part. Sugar usually does not attack like a tiger. It attacks like bureaucracy, slowly, repeatedly, with forms. The strangest part is that most people already know sugar can be harmful. They know soda is not a health potion. They know a donut is not a spiritual vegetable. They know eating dessert every night is probably not a longevity strategy. And yet the hand still moves. The mouth opens, the cookie disappears. Then the person looks at the empty wrapper like it committed the crime alone. Why? Because knowledge and desire live in different departments of the brain, and apparently they do not hold meetings. The rational part says, we should reduce sugar. The ancient monkey says, interesting opinion. Anyway, cake. This is why people can understand the consequences and still struggle. The craving is not a debate, it is a biological push. Sugar can become especially powerful when combined with fat, salt, soft textures, bright packaging, and emotional habits. Modern sweets are not just food, they are engineered experiences. They are designed to be easy to eat, hard to stop, and pleasant enough that your brain files them under important survival tool, right next to water, shelter, and not replying to angry messages at midnight. Food companies understand the monkey. They know the monkey likes sweetness. They know the monkey likes convenience. They know the monkey likes colorful wrappers and portions that pretend to be small while quietly containing enough sugar to make your ancestors climb a tree in panic. The modern food environment is not neutral. It is a casino for your appetite. Every shelf is saying, "Come on, just one." And your brain says, "We are strong." Then 3 minutes later, your brain is covered in crumbs, pretending this was part of the plan. Some people compare sugar to drugs. That comparison needs precision. Sugar is not the same as cocaine or heroin, and pretending they are identical is bad science wearing a dramatic hat. But sugar can activate reward pathways, reinforce behavior, trigger cravings, and create patterns that feel compulsive for many people. So no, a cupcake is not literally a narcotics cartel. But your brain may still behave like a tiny addict in a bakery, especially when sugar is used for comfort. Stressful day? Sugar. Lonely evening? Sugar. Bad mood? Sugar. Celebrating? Sugar. Bored? Sugar. Existing? Sugar. At some point, sweets stop being just taste and become emotional remote controls. Press chocolate, reduce sadness. Press ice cream, mute anxiety. Press soda, escape boredom. The problem is that the emotion returns, but now it brings a receipt. Sugar gives a short lift, then often leaves you with more craving, less energy, and the quiet dignity of someone who just lost a fight to a muffin. And the monkey learns. It says, when uncomfortable, eat sweet. That habit can become automatic. You do not choose it with full awareness every time. Sometimes the body starts walking to the kitchen before the mind has finished pretending to be responsible. There is also blood sugar dynamics. Sweet foods, especially liquid sugar and refined carbohydrates, can raise blood glucose quickly. The body responds with insulin to move glucose into cells. In some people and situations, this can be followed by a drop in energy or hunger returning sooner, which can trigger more cravings. Not always. Not in the exact same way for everyone. Biology is not a vending machine, but the pattern is common enough to be familiar. Eat sweet, feel good, crash, want more. The monkey calls this a plan. The adult calls this Tuesday. And then there is sleep. When you sleep poorly, cravings often get worse. Hunger hormones can shift. Self-control drops. The brain becomes more interested in fast energy. A tired brain does not want broccoli and character development. It wants cookies and silence. Stress does the same thing. Chronic stress pushes many people toward high-reward foods because the nervous system is looking for quick relief. Again, your inner monkey thinks it is helping. It is not evil, it is just outdated. Like a survival app from the Stone Age that has not been patched since mammoths were trending. So what do people do when they want to reduce sugar? First, they stop treating the craving as a moral failure. Shame is a terrible strategy. If shame worked, everyone would already be perfect, and the self-help industry would have to sell gardening tools. Craving sugar means your brain is doing something old, powerful, and predictable. The goal is not to hate yourself. The goal is to train the monkey. And the monkey learns through environment, repetition, and consequences. One method is removing obvious traps. If sweets are in the house, they are not neutral. They are waiting, quietly, like tiny criminals in colorful wrappers. Many people do better when they do not rely on heroic willpower at 11 p.m. A strong person with cookies in the cabinet is still a person with cookies in the cabinet. Make the environment boring. Boring is underrated. Boring saves lives. Another method is protein and fiber. Meals with enough protein, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, and healthy fats can reduce hunger and make cravings less violent. Not magical, just practical. If your body is underfed, your monkey will not write poetry. It will demand sugar with the emotional stability of a raccoon in a trash can. Another method is replacing liquid sugar first. Soda, sweet tea, energy drinks, sweet coffee drinks, and juice can deliver a lot of sugar very fast without much fullness. For many people, cutting sugary drinks is one of the simplest high-impact moves. Not easy, simple. There is a difference. Some people use gradual reduction. They lower sugar slowly, shrink portions, change routines, or move dessert from daily to occasional. Others prefer a clean break for a few weeks because moderation keeps turning into negotiation, and negotiation keeps turning into cheesecake. Both approaches can work. The best one is the one a real human can actually repeat. People also use delay. When the craving hits, wait 10 minutes. Drink water, walk, brush your teeth, eat something real. Ask, am I hungry, stressed, tired, or just being emotionally blackmailed by a biscuit? Sometimes the craving passes, sometimes it does not, but every pause trains the system. You are teaching the monkey that it does not get to drive every time it screams. Another useful tactic is identity. Not, I am trying not to eat sugar. That sounds like a person losing a courtroom battle. Try, I do not use sweets as daily fuel. Or, I choose when I eat sugar. Sugar does not choose for me. Slightly dramatic? Yes. But the monkey respects confidence. Over time, something interesting can happen. People who consistently reduce added sugar often report that their taste changes. Foods that once seemed normal begin to taste too sweet. Soda can become unpleasant. Candy can feel aggressive. Frosting may start to taste like someone weaponized a birthday party. This does not happen overnight, and not for everyone in the same way, but the brain and palate can adapt. Refusing sugar is like training a muscle. At first, it burns. Then it gets stronger. Then one day you look at a giant dessert and think, no. And somewhere inside, the ancient monkey drops its little spear and feels betrayed. That does not mean you must never eat sugar again. Total perfection is usually a trap with better branding. A healthy relationship with sugar may mean choosing it intentionally, occasionally, and without letting it run your day. The point is not to become a joyless monk who stares at birthday cake like it insulted his ancestors. The point is freedom. To enjoy something without being controlled by it. To say yes without losing yourself. To say no without feeling tortured. Your brain wants sugar because sugar once helped humans survive. But the world changed. The jungle became a supermarket. The rare fruit became a candy aisle. The honey tree became a checkout counter full of chocolate bars placed exactly where your tired monkey can see them. So when you crave sugar, remember, part of you is ancient, hungry, and not very bright. Respect it, but do not obey it blindly. Feed your body, design your environment, sleep, reduce stress, practice saying no, and when the monkey screams for cake, you can smile and say, "Thank you for your service, prehistoric idiot, but today, I am driving."